Peter Moon is one of Hawaii's greatest musicians, known for inspiring many through his guitar and ukulele skills, skills that date back to his childhood.
In school, we had to learn how to play the flute and violin and actually learn how to read notes, but then I wasn't interested after that. I began surfing and then picked up the ukulele maybe again in 8th grade, and just like every other kid on the block, started fooling around with it. But you know, there were some records that became my ukulele Bibles, as there were guitar Bibles. And one of the guys, of course, was Lyle Ritz, who performed 2 albums. I think one of them was called 50th State or 49th State, and Jazz Juke. They were beautiful Jazz Juke albums. And then as I got older, of course, Otasan and Eddie Kamai, who were my role models, you know. And to me, those guys paved the way, those 3 men. They really did, of this instrument. And then a generation or 2 lapsed, and then came Troy and now Jake, and it's carried on. Every house on every block in Hawaii has an ukulele. Somebody plays it, right? It's been a formidable instrument for generations.
Accompanying Peter on his musical journey were his friends, the Pahinui brothers. Their father and music legend, Gabby Pahinui, laid the foundation to their humble beginnings.
Gabby's kitchen table would be his sons, Ata Isaacs, Joe Gang, and other musicians at the time, older ones, you know, older than us, would pop in here now and then. But it would be mostly his sons, myself, Palani, Cyril, Blah, Martin, Philip, his other son, and Gabby. Palani Vaughn and I met at the University of Hawaii, and we started playing together, and I knew 12 songs, and he knew a lot more because he graduated from community schools. And we said to ourselves our senior year, gee, I wonder if we're good enough to make an album, you know. So we called Hula Records, and they said, okay. So I called the Pahinui Boys and Albert Kalima, and we made our first record called Meet Palani Vaughn and the Sunday Manoa.
Several musicians would become a part of the Sunday Manoa, with Peter remaining a key member. Later, in 1979, Peter became the leader of a new group, naming it simply the Peter Moon Band. He led the band to successful heights at the strumming of his ukulele.
When my son, who's 10 years old, turned 5, 5 years ago, it was time for me to start calming down in the nightclub business or concert. So that's why I recently got married, and now it's a much more familial life for me. You know, I don't want to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning. One of my goals for the near future, which is in the next year, 2001, maybe January, February, is to give back what I have received and open ukulele classes. So that's what I really plan to do. It's a skill. It's part of what I do or what I've been doing for 30 years. It's a tool, like a hammer for a carpenter.
There are times when the ukulele becomes a vehicle to the player's soul. For Peter Moon, the ukulele has been for many years the instrument of his heart.